there. It's very early in the morning and I just got into my car. I am driving to the airport because I'm going to Wolin in Poland. Okay, so I have parked my car outside of the airport, and as you can see, we have snow here. So I am 2 hours north of Fredrikstad, where I live, and there are no snow back home. There are snow here. So now I am in Poland, I'm in the rental car and it's already dark. Now I am driving from Stettin, I hope I pronounced that correctly, to Wolin, or Wolin. And the film team is already waiting, and they have lit a fire in one of, I think, the longhouses there. And I now have to learn a Polish sentence in Polish by heart, because my Polish publisher wants me to say something when I get there. So I think I'll have to do that now while I'm driving. I have a chair almost just like this back home. Chair like this.
Nie, on musi za ten dystans.
Ale nie, ja tak będę wytrzymać, nie?
Naprawdę? Masz tak wytrzymać?
No nie, ale Max. To już to tylko musi trzymać, więc się to nie Max nie kredytu od tego, żebyśmy mieli przedłożony projekt.
Yeah, that's very interesting actually.
Okay, so we can go.
Yeah, sure.
And see.
I'll just bring my camera.
Yeah.
So this is the Viking village, and I'm really grateful for being here, and I get this tour of all the place now. So it's a fascinating place, and it kind of expands your understanding of the Viking Age, because this was also here in Poland was also part of the Vikings world. As I always say, the Vikings world was connected by the sea, or the seas, the North Sea and the Baltic Sea, and other seas as well. So, okay, I'll continue my tour now.
So it was very wet territory here around. So
Yes,
it was full.
still is.
Yes, still.
Yeah.
So it was full of reeds around. But the original found in Wolin was this.
Can I go inside?
Yes.
Some of the other houses were lofted, as you
Yes,
say in Norwegian.
this is
Here,
local.
this
Yes.
is normal standing.
Yeah.
Can I bring the camera inside?
Yes, yes, of course.
Oh, this is very nice. I want to live here.
Sorry?
I want to live here.
Ah, okay.
But it's a bit dark for my camera, so I'll switch to photos. No, if I go close to details, then I can just about here.
We make here the felting workshops.
Yeah.
Felt.
Yes.
So this is why there are some presentations.
Yeah, and here are the beds, because there's been a lot of discussion, and I'm going to capture some of the details. Oh, of the bed now, because
This is,
this you can take apart, right, and bring with you. So my thinking is that people of some stature, not physical, but people with money
yeah,
and
of
wealth,
course.
they would have maybe had people who brought beds for them, and they would have been collapsible beds like this one. And here,
Also one
a weave.
construction from Oseberg.
Yes. I sometimes on my YouTube channel I get comments, and those comments. Well, I get comments all the time, of course, but sometimes I get negative comments, and they will typically be sort of, no, the Vikings didn't know that. No, the Vikings didn't do it like that. They didn't. I had one guy who said the Vikings only built round bows, like bow and arrow.
Yes.
Yeah, so all their bows were shaped like English longbows.
Like longbows.
Yes, they didn't know how to build, as the Americans say, flat bows. Obviously, they knew, and they knew long before that as well. But coming here, what strikes me is that all these details, there are so many elements here that really are much more advanced than many people seem to think,
The weight of these planks.
Yeah.
Because here it is, we haven't more oak wood, good wood. PLE kit was used for during process of make coloring of
blue.
this material.
Yeah, blue color.
Yeah.
Yes. I know, it's a bit disgusting.
Yeah.
So this is a goldsmith or jeweler's workshop with all these different tools and a furnace, melting equipment. So yeah, it's always fascinating to see how it used to look back then. Yeah, so this is stables for horses and sheep. So this is for wood turning. With some resistance here, you press a pedal down there and when you let go, then it kind of turns the other way, and then you will be able to shape a bowl or cups like so. Yeah. It's typical, not a Norseman's helmet. And with the beds, possibly.
Sorry?
The beds possibly up here.
Yeah.
This construction is not the toughest because it can be pulled apart with ropes from the outside. If they get a rope around one of these and they have a horse over there, they can pull that over. Between the boards there is actually wool. This was described as a witch house. These are fish traps in various sizes and shapes, and it's really the same idea as the ones that you see in the ones that are used today. And we have the river right outside. So I'm looking at the Raven over there actually, and I am at the Hangman's Hill here in outside of Wolin, and I am going for a walk up in the forest here, and this is basically to get a feel of the place and the woodland here. I only have like 1 hour to do that before I continue on my my journey, and then I'm moving north up to the Baltic Sea. Yeah, I'll give you a close-up of the sign here that tells you the story of this place behind me. I'll tell you what's happening right now. Whenever I go to a new place, a strange country, I feel very much alone when I'm traveling alone, and I kind of get a little bit depressed. It's about a lack of connection and feeling out of place. Woodland is universal. So now I've just been walking for a few minutes and already I feel almost at home. So this is a different woodland for me. It's very different, but it's beautiful. It's, I mean, even now at the darkest day of the year, I believe it is, with no leaves on the trees. It's still it's awesome to be here. And I'll continue walking this way. I'm on a little hill, and I have the river over there going up to Wolin. Yeah, this is great. That's one of those burrs or burls that I was talking about in the kuksa making video. So this is odd actually. It's like right here there's a limit, a borderline. And you have the leaf trees over there and the coniferous trees over there. Pines and oaks, hazels, beech trees, I believe. I don't often see different woodlands with such a like a borderline between them. It's like someone drew a border, and we'll have all the pine trees over there and all the other trees over there. And I saw two deer actually right down there now. That's actually mistletoe. doing research is all about getting in touch with the place and the scenery, and for me as an historical novelist, it's about, well, fact-checking of course, but also about, and even more important I would say, it's about connecting to the place, connecting to the past of the place. So I will typically be looking for details in the landscape and the seascape, and I will be sensing more than I will be looking actually. I will be sensing the wind and the smells and the sea and the forests, and it's a way to connect even on an even deeper level with the characters in my novels, I would say. And it's very important to me to do that. It sometimes it takes some effort to because of the traveling, but I think it's worth it. It's important. And also, of course, the authenticity in my writing. I take that very seriously. Of course, as a fiction novelist, some places I deviate from what is perceived as historically correct. But I want to know where I deviate. So I want to know where I add and subtract from how it might have been, you know. And other places I want it to be exactly like we believe it was back then. So fact-checking is very important. And the Baltic Sea is such a special place. It's not, I have never sailed in the Baltic Sea, but I have this fascination with the Baltic Sea. It's very different from ours. The wind and the storms, you're at the mercy of nature here, completely. That means something. It must have meant something to the people who lived there way back when. And even before the Viking Age and the Bronze Age, and the first people who settled here and who lived here and who made a living here, I mean, it didn't look that much different. It was still almost the same sand dunes and forests and the sea. So that was their world. And it's incredibly fascinating to think about that.